DJ Swift on the truth.
Hey, they might could do it better. I ain't tripping off all that shit.
What's going on? What's going on, man? It's Richinfaithtv. Got QtheBoss down here from New York, man. Pop your shit.
Hey guys, I'm QtheBoss. I'm here to talk about my brand, QtheBoss brand, my businesses that I'm currently in the process of launching. I just launched my consulting company, Consulting with Q. It's a business and lifestyle mentoring company, so I'm more focused on training the individual to be an entrepreneur mentally versus just on paper. So that's happening. Then I have an app that I'm developing with my partner, Philip Dean, called Spin Wars, and that's pretty much in the gaming entertainment industry, and that's also a platform for up-and-coming artists to be able to upload their music onto the game, but also teach them how to make money off their craft and also manage it and keep it once they actually make it. So
Boom. So, Q, being a successful lady and being independent, how do you feel about the female artists that's out right now talking about getting males money, depending on the man or finessing niggas? How you feel about that?
I honestly feel like I'm the no judgment type of person first and foremost. So I'm big on women empowerment and women feeling like they can do anything because we can. So if that involves a man or not, then cool. But I honestly feel like if a woman is dealing with a dude and he's, you know, saying certain things and wanting to build a future or whatever the case may be, adding value to her life and vice versa. So if that means giving her a bag to help her build her brand or her business or whatever it is, like, I don't see a problem with that at all, as long as it's a mutual understanding between both parties.
So how did you get into business planning and wanting to help other people, you know, start their own business?
Well, I've always been like this and I say that often just because, like, I've always been the person that people will come to and ask questions, just because I've been working at trying to be an entrepreneur since I graduated college. So initially I went in and I'm like, I want to make 6 figures. I want to be a president of, you know, a big fashion company and be a president and run someone else's company. But once I graduated, my mindset changed a little bit. And I'm just like, why can't I do all of this stuff but for my own businesses? So with doing that and my friends and people around me watching me network and make moves, like, it just kind of fell into place. So people will call me like, hey Q, do you know how to start an LLC or get a trademark done, or do you know people who print t-shirts, or where I could take this business partner, you know, just to a space where it's kind of quiet but still chic and kind of dope, so the vibe is good and it's a professional but friendly environment. So I've always kind of been that go-to person. So now we're set in my own career path and I know my purpose. It was kind of easy for me to just segue into this business and start monetizing off of my skill set.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we spoken. Let's talk about the situation where you want to teach females and people that want to start their own business how to manage their money when their friend call them every time they don't have to go out. So how did you get that type of discipline coming out to the real world?
Right. So college was absolutely differente. No responsibilities. I still worked. That was one thing about me. Like, my dad played a very big part in my life and where I am right now. He's always had my back. Me and my sisters never really wanted or needed for anything. I was also always that person, like in high school, that had the newest of this, or, you know, just anything that he could do to make it better for us and just focus on school and do what we had to do. That was my dad. So it's like eventually I just had that same mentality and kind of went from there.
You spoke about your father. What type of relationship you have with your mother?
Well, my relationship with my parents is kind of different. My birth mother is not in my life right now. And
Right. What happened? What happened with that situation?
Well, I guess, when I was younger, I was told a different story. But as I got older and I was more mature to understand, she just wasn't in the right space to raise me. And my father took on that role. So that's why I often talk about him the most, because he did, like I said, take on that role, and he ended up meeting my stepmom, which is why my older sister is in my life as well, and kind of is like a second mom to me also. But yeah, so when our parents met, I was basically just born, and my sister was 4. So we've been close ever since. So yeah, my dad supported me through college, um, and just with whatever it is that I wanted to do, whether he agreed with it or not. As long as I wasn't lying, cheating, or scamming, he was just like, all right, I'm for it. Any financial backing, just if I needed anything. Even when I was working with an artist and I needed to get a photo shoot done or a video, like, he definitely supported me in those things and even showed up, which I love about him. So we have a really good relationship.
So you haven't had a relationship with your mother yet?
Not really. She kind of reached out to me when I graduated college, on Facebook actually, and congratulated me and told me that she loved me, and I appreciated it, of course. Like, I don't have any bad blood or animosity towards her, but we just don't have a relationship. Am I willing to eventually build that and kind of rekindle it since I am older and she is in a better position in her life right now? Absolutely. But it just hasn't been something that came up yet.
What type of advice you can give some females, some young ladies that may be watching this interview, that's dealing with problems with their mother, their parents? What type of advice you can give them to get through that diversity?
I would just say keep an open mind and just communicate. Sometimes it's just a matter of talking and having a conversation. Even like with my dad, I know females and their fathers, they have a different relationship than females and their mothers. And I'm a daddy's girl, so a lot of things I would tell my mom, who is his fiance now, who I consider my mother, I wouldn't really go to my dad too. So it's just about kind of having those different outlets for different things and just being open. Eventually you're going to grow up and you're going to be an adult, and they're going to have to respect what you want to do in your opinion. So as long as you come at them correct and come with a plan. Like, as long as you come with a plan, like, don't just say, hey mom, dad, I want to do this. Like, if you say, hey mom and dad, this might sound really crazy, I want to quit school and I want to move and pursue a music career, but I have this lined up, I'm going to do this internship, I'm going to work at this job. As long as you have a plan, I feel like they'll be more accepting of whatever it is that you're trying to do.
What tell me about, like, one of the worst, if I'm saying this right, one of the worst situations you have been in being an entrepreneur?
One of the worst situations I've been in as an entrepreneur. I feel like being an entrepreneur, you're always going to learn, and there's never any L's, just lessons. So one of the biggest lessons that I've learned is to not be so trusting. I feel like a lot of times, especially when you work with your friends or family, which I promote 100%, because I'd much rather work with somebody that I know and that I trust.
Okay, so let's talk about the struggle of being an entrepreneur. Tell me about some of the struggles you may have dealt with.
Some of the struggles, definitely, you have to learn how to stand your ground. You have to understand your value, and some people will take advantage of that. So as long as you know who you are, you can't fake authenticity. So if you stand in the room and you say, here, this is my work, these are my prices, you're on time, you're professional, people should take you seriously, and don't make someone make you feel a type of way because you're about your business.
You also manage artists as well, right?
Yes. So
how long have you been doing that?
Well, I started, actually, again, like anything else, I could honestly say I am an entrepreneur that got it from the mud, because everything that I'm doing, I taught myself. So the artist management actually came about because one of my friends wanted to be an artist. He wanted to brand himself as an artist, but also as a businessman. So he wanted to own his own label as well. So just me, like I said, doing what I was doing. He saw my mindset. I've worked in corporate for over 6 years, so I have college experience, corporate experience, and then just real life experience that all kind of helped shape and mold the person that I am today. So he asked me to come on board, and I gave it a try. And like I said, it was a process. I learned a lot, how to set up photo shoots and all types of things, doing EPKs and discographies, and just learning how to network with people in the club. And even with that, being a woman in the entertainment industry, and again with that, like, if I'm coming up to you as a DJ or whatever, or a producer in a club, let's talk business. We could be cool and we could do all that kikiing afterwards, but if I'm coming to you as a professional, like, that's what it is. So I did that for like a year for him, just us learning together. And then I decided to go a different route as far as the business and focus on the app, because he also decided to go a different route with his artistry. So once I launched Consulting with Q, I kind of just added it back on with the artist management, brand management, partnering with my CMO, Courtney Manlove, who's amazing, and also doing events as well. So I do it all. Accepting clients as we speak.
Yeah, we're going to get on that. So now that you brought that up, I'm sorry for cutting you off. It's going to be a lot of rappers that may watch this. So how could Q, with, Consulting with Q, how would that benefit up-and-coming artists that probably don't really have a buzz right now, but you want to get on? Like, how could your brand and your business bring more traffic and more attention to what he got going on?
Right. So aside from Spin Wars in general, which is going to bring major traffic, like I said, in the process of getting investors for that project and doing different works around that and workshops to be able to give people the experience of Spin Wars. So they'll already have that direct connection through me for that, and will be showcased, of course, on that platform as a client of mine, but also just because of the resources, like I said, that I have. My CMO, and I have other brand partners who are publicists and celebrity publicists that can do press releases and EPKs and things for them, get their websites going, actually do brand development first, because when nobody knows you, that's what you need first. Your music could be amazing, you could have great work, but if no one's checking your Instagram or knows who you are or where to find your music, or even have flyers or little digital cards that they can quickly snap a picture and download their music onto your phones, just being innovative. And I'm about pushing the pendulum and, wanting to work with people who are disruptors in their industries and want to challenge things. I'm trying to change a lot of things in a lot of different industries and eventually the world. Like, it sounds cliche, but I think I could do it.
Yeah, I feel like I could change the world too. In 2025, we're going to launch, it's going to call Good News. It's going to be on TV and now. So we're going to balance the world out. So let's get back to managing artists. When you manage an artist, it's almost like you putting their life in front of yours.
Yes.
So how did you really balance that out? Knowing you're an entrepreneur, you got what you got going on. How did you balance it out?
So again, that's also something that I focus heavily on with my clients and my $1 million mentees, is what I call them, is try to create that health, wealth, and happiness, that balance. Trying to get away from the stigmas that businessmen and women or entrepreneurs have to be super stressed and can't see their families. You can create that balance. I get it all the time. People see my Snapchat, my Instagram story. They're like, Quay, you be here, you be in this borough, doing this at this event, all of that. And I make time. If I do have a significant other in my life, they can all attest that they get time too. And it's just about working smarter and not harder. So when you learn how to innovate and as a boss and you learn how to delegate, then you'll have more time to do a lot more things and a lot more projects and just do whatever it is that you want. So that's how I kind of separate my consulting business. And like I said, taking that traditional consulting business and turning it into a subscription business, but then also, like I said, focusing on the mentoring and personal building and business development.
Let's talk about the vlog that you and your friends has on the way in 2019. How did that all come together?
So me and the two girlfriends that I'm doing the vlog with, Dwanya and Chantel, we call her Tookie and Dee. Those are their nicknames, like Q is my nickname. So we've been friends since high school, and we've been supporting each other. We've cried, we laughed, we've done everything. We've been through college together. We all went to different schools and still somehow found we never really left each other. We've always stayed in contact. We're literally like sisters. We know each other's families. We're always at each other's houses, family events. So it was kind of like the synergies were already there. And because we're all bosses in our own right and working on our own dreams and our own moves, we just thought that it would be really cool to showcase that together and just have a piece and body of work as girlfriends to be able to showcase each of our brands and everything that we're doing.
Cool. What's your purpose in life? What do you feel like? You found your purpose, you know what you want to do? What you feel like God put you on earth to do?
I feel like God put me on earth definitely to make things happen. Like, there's a lot of things that I don't like I said, as far as the stigmas and stuff like that. So if I have to be that person to make a change, I'm cool with that. And if I have to be the person that people don't necessarily like, I'm cool with that too. And that's why I say, and I stand firmly when I say that I don't have to work with everyone. I know my value and I know my work. So the money doesn't move me. The celebrity doesn't move me. I want to work with people who are passionate. I want to work with people who want to make a difference, that's professional, that can show up on time. Like, all of these things matter to me. It's not just about me putting a project together because you're paying me. So it's more than just consulting with Q. It's more than Spin Wars. It's more than KTK Vlog. It's more than any of the ideas that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build a community, a network of brand partners that are my friends, that are my families, that are extensions of their friends and their families, so that we can have the money circulating and flowing within our communities. And we don't have that. So it starts with one person, and like I said, if I have to be that one person, then I'll take on the challenge, because I think I could do it for sure.
Cool, dope. So the app that you and your business partner is working on right now, what type of app is it, and how do you really put an app together?
So the app development process is a long road, especially when you're trying to do a mega app that you're competing with the Spotifys and Snapchats and Twitters of the world. It takes a lot of intricate strategic planning, but it's fun. So again, Spin Wars is a mix between gaming and music, and it gives users the opportunity to engage in live playlist battles. So, we're all always, either in the car with our friends, arguing about whose playlist is better. Before it was the aux, now it's Bluetooth, whatever. But as you can see, times are changing, and the digital world is changing that. So we're getting information a lot faster. So that's why apps are becoming so popular. So mobile and on mobile devices, games and music are the number 1 and 2 things that people do on their phone. So combining the two, and like I said, with my passion, truly helping up and coming artists be amazing independent artists, because again, it's just like the NBA. You could get out of school and you want to get signed, but you're going to wait to get signed forever. Everybody doesn't get picked and everybody doesn't get chosen. So why not make money off of your craft doing what you love if you know how to do it? And that's what I'm here for, and that's what Spin Wars is building as a community as well. So of course it's a game. The analytics is going to be very important because it's going to be real live data from users. So their fan base is going to be developed organically, and we're going to be able to use those analytics to develop them more as artists, but then also really channel and target their marketing and promo tours and things like that, and helping them on the branding side as well. And then we've also partnered with Nova Media XR, which is a virtual reality studio in Brooklyn. And they've come on board to pretty much launch the site, the app with us, and with virtual reality in mind. So it's going to be really dope. We're going to do a music arena and give the up-and-coming artists the opportunity to have their own virtual reality concerts. So it's definitely
Virtual reality. You talking about the ones that virtual, like it's gonna be
like it's literally
it's not
gonna
them
be
for real?
Nope.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in a dome,
Yeah.
and you're gonna see all the other people in the dome,
But
and
you're
you're
not
gonna
gonna be
see
there.
your artists.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So that's all I'm gonna tell y'all.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
So shit, you got a lot of plans. You got a lot of things going on. So what do you have planned for the next year, and where you see yourself at this time next year?
This time next year, I was just talking to one of my homeboys. I'm trying to be better, do better, look even better, feel even better. So I definitely project my businesses to have grown or already have placed their foundations for Spin Wars, especially definitely going to have the prototype and at least the MVP done, which is the minimum valuable product. So that's what could go into the App Store and people could start downloading it and actually using it. And then on to the full stack development. So again, the app development process is a process. Like I said, we're in the first round of seed funding, so trying to get those investors to get the prototype made, and then followed by the MVP, like I said. So it's coming along, but it's been fun so far, and it's been hard work, but we did it, and it's going to be really exciting for when it launches officially.
Cool. Is there anything you want to say before we get up out of here? QtheBoss.
So that's pretty much everything that I have going on for right now. Again, I have tons of other projects that I'm working on, and that's in the secret vault. And I'll be happy to continue to come here to Richinfaithtv and spill those beans and give you the exclusives. You've been amazing, so I'm just glad that you allowed me to come here and talk about my businesses and my brand, QtheBoss brand. That's also my Instagram. Consulted with Q.com, spinwars.com. Definitely excited for what's to come for 2019.
All right, man. And it's Richinfaithtv. We out.